Apple have been working on new iPhone for a year. Is this the same iPhone we got last year, or there is difference and we should upgrade? So in the box we have documentation which is going straight to the bin and braided USB-C cable. More on that later. And iPhone itself looks the same. iPhone Pro is made from titanium instead of steel, and it is noticeably lighter. It has smoother feel comparing with sharpened edges on iPhone 14 Pro, and it comes in new color options. Most of us will use iPhone in the case and will not notice the difference anyways, so let's move to the important stuff. Action button is one of the new features that we have in new iPhone. Customizable action button replaces traditional silent switch, allowing various actions to be assigned. I have my iPhone on silent all day long and I do not see the need for dedicated button just to switch sound settings. But I have to say that I like the action button on my Apple Watch Ultra and see that as iPhone upgrade to get one here as well. I use action button on Apple Watch to start the most used workout. On iPhone I will use the action button to run shortcuts. You can use shortcuts to do anything you like with this button. The one thing that I don't like that is the placement for this button. It is kind of hard to reach it with one hand. USB-C is the biggest upgrade in new iPhone. Finally, I can pack one cable less in the backpack when traveling, and this upgrade opens doors to many new possibilities. This one, USB-C cable, is looking nice and that could be used as charging cable, but this cable provides only USB 2 speeds and you will not be able to utilize all the speed of your iPhone Pro. And another thing, the regular iPhone 15 will have the same slow USB 2 data transfer speed that we have in Lightning cable and in this added cable as well. So yeah, to have better data transfer speeds you need Pro model. So keep that in mind if you are getting test device from your employer as a developer. Do not forget to ask for iPhone 15 Pro because of faster connection will increase build installation speeds and increase your productivity. Use that as an argument. The iPhone is great camera for content creators and moving files around has been a hassle so far. So if you bought the right iPhone with fast data transfer speeds, now you can record video directly on attached USB drive. Let's talk about cameras later. There are more interesting things to do with USB connection. I hope to see proper external monitor support in upcoming iOS versions, but even now you can connect to the USB-C monitor and mirror your iPhone screen. External mouse support is not here, but you can connect your favorite keyboard to iPhone even if it doesn't support Bluetooth. You can use a dongle to connect the Ethernet cable if Wi-Fi is not available or you need better internet speed for live streams or online gaming, and you can even connect an external camera to your phone and microphone, do live streams, whatever. So that opens a lot of possibilities. All that makes iPhone a much more powerful device for content creators and also for everyone who is using iPhone as primary computing device. So let's talk about camera and photos and video on iPhone. For me, the biggest selling point for new iPhones usually is the camera, which is not different this year. The iPhone photos looks great in decent light conditions and I often use the iPhone for my Instagram content. It is just faster to snap a photo on my iPhone, apply one of my LUTs in Lightroom Mobile and post on socials. Visually, the cameras on the back of the iPhone looks the same. The main camera now takes 24 megapixels of photos instead of 12 last year, but you have to look really close to see the difference. Also now we have 24, 28 and 35mm focal length presets in camera app. Sure, that is just cropping on the main 48 megapixel sensor and you can do that manually by zooming in or cropping when editing as well on older iPhones. Automatic portrait mode in photos is a cool new feature in all new iPhone 15 models. Now you can enable the portrait photo feature after the photo is taken. I was iPhone Plus before an iPhone Max user for years just because iPhone Plus got better cameras. Basically you got 3 instead of 2 cameras. This year again in iPhone Pro Max we have better or at least different camera. iPhone Pro Max gets 5 times zoom lens. There is significant difference between 5 times and 3 times zoom, and It can be very handy when you are traveling and if you are using iPhone as your main camera. On other side, 3x zoom is not so aggressive and is a little bit more versatile. So yeah, choose what you like to use the most. I'm usually shooting more wider kind of lens. I rarely using 3x zoom, but I assumed that 5x zoom could be very handy for me. We'll see. I would prefer to see sensor improvements for ultra-wide lens that wasn't upgraded this year, but I will take 5x zoom as well. Since iPhone 14 and even iPhone 13 video on iPhone looks good enough to mix it into YouTube videos. I have a professional camera and a professional lenses in my office, but often I use iPhone to create content. Also, there are plenty of creators with big YouTube channels and massive following on TikTok or on Instagram with content fully recorded and edited on iPhone. The big update this year for video recording is log format support. Now you can record log format video on your iPhone, which means the clip will be recorded desaturated to have the best possible video quality and save all the information between dark and light spectrum in the frame. When editing video, you must add colors back and color grade your log format clips. So that's extra steps in workflow, but that gives you the best possible quality. I'm recording in log format in my Sony camera and color grade all the footage later when I'm editing, but I doubt I will often use this feature on my iPhone. I appreciate how easy it is to use iPhone as a camera, and I do not want to add external drive and do that all the color corrections. iPhone videos for me means something easy and quick to make. It is great to have the option to shoot in log format. If you don't have the main camera with you, but you want to record a video clip in the best possible quality, you can do that. Okay, a few words about performance. No one really cares about chip names and so on, but yeah, we have a new chip in the iPhone 15 Pro, and this chip shows significant improvements in benchmarks and overheats in some apps as well. That overheating issue currently happens in Instagram app, Uber, maybe a few more, who knows. But I do not care too much about overheating. Even if that is a thing, it is fixable by software updates. If you remember from last year, some apps had issues with camera stabilization motors. This year it is overheating. That was a topic to discuss for about a month after iPhone release, and after that, I don't know, it was solved and no one talking about that anymore. I guess the same will be with overheating issue as well. The regular iPhone 15 models getting A16 chip, which was used in last year, Pro models in iPhone 14 Pro, it has plenty of power, so that's enough to run any productivity apps on regular iPhone 15, so no worry about that. If you are into mobile gaming, then the iPhone 15 Pro Max with faster A70 Pro chip and bigger screen is better option, but for that price you can buy a console and nice collection with games. So is it an upgrade from last year? It is the same phone but with thinner bezels, brighter screen, better cameras and action button. And yeah, USB-C. Is it worth upgrade? I think it's clear that mobile phones have matured and there is no need to upgrade yearly. If you are a developer and don't have iPhone with dynamic island and 120Hz screen, I will suggest getting any of the iPhone 15 models. You will be able to play around with dynamic island features in other apps to see how to utilize it. And you will get USB-C connector, and if you are a Flutter developer, you will see if it is true that Flutter is able to render user interface and animations on 120Hz screens. For content creators who earn money creating photos and videos, a camera upgrade and USB-C connection are good enough reasons to upgrade. And as a content creator, I will choose the iPhone 15 Pro Max. If you are a regular iPhone user and using it for social networks, emails, casual gaming and content consumption, then your 1 or even few years old iPhone is good enough and maybe keep it using. I'm currently on iPhone 14 Pro Max, so I don't need an upgrade as a developer, but I will take it as a content creator.